Yes, Jumani, also known as Jubian Watchner, is always Arsenal. Well, it was always Arsenal up until the very last second in the transfer deadline. Of course, the big story, Oba has left the club, and from initial reports at the earlier stages of deadline day, apparently Oba went to Spain and more or less forced his transfer. Now, I want to say off the bats that Aubameyang is or have to be one of the most luckiest players on the face of the earth right now. Because based on the reports, no way, no way prior to deadline day, Aubameyang was guaranteed a Barcelona contract. Now, of course, we know about the rift. At least we know that there was a rift between Aubameyang and Arteta. And of course, we know that Oba basically had a very unfortunate last 2 to 3 months. Like, let me be real, in terms of off the field. Um, he went to the AFCON, he got COVID, came back, he had heart condition, had problems. He he just was having a bad time. And of course, prior to that, he was not playing because of this disciplinary issue with the team. Now, as the captain of Arsenal FC and receiving $350,000 per week, pounds, I should say, with that kind of description there, you're definitely held to a higher standard. And Ateta made a decision, a lot of people not too happy with it, but at the same time, Ateta put his foot down and he stuck by it. Now, you remember the Ozil situation, you remember the Guendouzi situation, well, although Guendouzi is still an Arsenal player, but Ateta do not tolerate he don't tolerate indiscipline at all. And the reality is, Oba is now with Barcelona. I saw him made a farewell post and so on, which was good. Although he specifically said thanks to the fans, he didn't make any mention of the management. And when you read between the lines, you know exactly where a player coming from. But nevertheless, he was able to put out something, and he is now training and officially a part of Barcelona FC. I hope he understands that Xavi also have rules, and of course, I'm seeing reports stating that there's a clause in his contract that could allow Barcelona to terminate his contract if he is to end up in any disciplinary issues. Now, all of these are speculation and reports. I even saw a speculation where Arsenal paid like a 7 million lump sum to make sure that the deal was able to happen. I'm not too sure how factual that is, but nevertheless, Aubameyang is no longer with us. He is now a Barcelona player, and this is actually the third time I believe that we lost a captain to Barcelona. Of course, we know my favorite player Henry left for Barcelona, and we know Cesc Fabregas returned to Barcelona. So it's not the first time we lost our captain to Barcelona, but it's just strange how it all ended. Because Oba, we all know Oba is a good vibes, always smiling, is a prolific goal scorer, but we can't forget how out of form he has been for the last since signing the contract. And as we talk in contract, the reality is we are now saving like about £25 million because of this transfer. Because we all know that he had about 18 months or so left on his Arsenal contract. So you can look at it as we save some money, or you can look at it and say we wasted money when we renewed his contract. But of course, at that time, Oba was the man. We needed Oba on the team. And I still feel like we still would have gotten something out of Oba. But nevertheless, it happened this way, and we are now with this current crop of players. Of course, I would prefer Martinelli and Lacazette along with Saka to be in the front three. And Nketiah can't start on my Arsenal team, although he may, but he can't start on my Arsenal team. And our midfield is still thin. I feel like in 2021 summer we spent the most. I was very impressed with the recruitment, and they are performing. Tomiyasu, Lokonga is still working his way. We got back Odegaard. Ramsdale is a boss in the back there. Ben White is finding a very good collaboration with Gabriel. You know what I mean? So we spent in the summer, and it don't vex if we didn't spend nothing in January. Of course, we could have gotten a striker, and of course, we could have gotten. That's a good idea. That's a ding ding. But of course, we could have gotten a striker, and of course, we could have probably gotten a midfielder. But you know what it is? Players don't want to risk coming to Arsenal if we're not in a European spot. And of course, I don't want us to be gambling and just panic buying players like what we have been doing for many years. So I am not too disappointed with this January transfer window. I just want us to focus on making a European spot. I still want the top four, but the reality is we could really fight for the top six and get back in Europe and continue to rebuild. Of course, we got rid of Chambers, we got rid of Kolasinac, we got rid of who else? Niles went on loan, and a few other players. But this is what it takes to rebuild a side. And look how long we calling for a rebuild. And now this is the rebuild. So let me work with it. And let me see if we could finish the season on a high. And of course, qualify for a European spot when we can now attract good players. Not a panic buy. Let me attract good players who could perform. You know what I mean? I really not interested in the Isak. I'm not interested. I didn't mind Vlahovic, although he's in the Serie A, but that man could score. That man have control. Isak is a good player too, you know, but I'm not interested in the panic buys. Let we take we time and purchase a couple of players and bring them into the team where it could fit into our current coach Arteta's system. You know what I mean? So that's just the transfer window wrap up. And I know a lot of stuff have been circulating around Oba. And I probably think it's part of the all or nothing series, but you never know. You never know. Because watch now is always Arsenal.